Hi, my name is Daniela Genius, and in this video I want to share with you how lack of follow-up could be losing you sales. I've recently had a number of discussions with some of the business owners that I'm working with and supporting regarding their inability to secure sales for their business, to secure speaking engagements for themselves, and also to make meaningful connections with individuals within their existing network that then leads to sales. After having several of these discussions, I felt compelled to record this video because it's something that I struggled with when I started my first business. So to provide some context, I want to use two specific examples. Example number one, Sarah. Sarah currently runs a service business. She receives inquiries primarily through her website and via social media pages. Some of the inquiries have actually led to sales, but several just haven't and have led to dead ends. Sarah says that these inquiries often include questions about price and duration of her service. Once she replies, they typically thank her for her response, and then she doesn't hear anything back from them. So I asked Sarah if that was it. Does she not do any sort of follow-up? And she said she actually does send a follow-up email to ask if they are still interested, and normally she doesn't receive a response. Example number two, Ben. Ben is very, very, very well connected within his target market. Everyone knows him for offering a particular service through his first business, and his first business is doing pretty well in terms of being able to get regular, consistent and repeat sales from the existing target market. His new business provides a different service to his first business. However, the two services kind of complement each other. And the second business targeting the same target market, pretty much identical, just with a new service. Yet, he's been unable to win even one client from within his existing customer base for his first business. So to provide an example of how he has tried to win business through his existing client base, a few weeks ago, he was hired by a repeat customer. So his first business was hired by a repeat customer for a service. When he was sending the information of this sale, or I guess the confirmation of the sale or the purchase of the service to the client, he also included information about the new business and said he'd be happy to offer that service if they were also interested in that. A few weeks passed, he didn't hear anything back, and he then found out that a competitor had won the business. But both Sarah and Ben are making fundamental mistakes. They're not following up, and I cannot stress how important it is to follow up. Let's start with Sarah. She sent in just one follow-up query and then doesn't contact the prospective client ever again. But what if the individual simply just didn't have any money at the time that they made the inquiry, or not any money, enough money for her service? That doesn't mean that they didn't want it, they just couldn't afford it at that exact time. But what if in a few months' time they do have the money? What if at that exact time after she replied they didn't need her service, but again in 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks down the line they did need her service? Sarah's not ensuring that she stays at the forefront of the potential client's mind so that if and when they do need the service, they think of her. Instead, she's making assumptions, and will make them. She's assuming that they don't want her service, or that they're not willing to pay the money that she is quoted for the service. And because of that, she's potentially losing out on a lot of leads. Ben is making even more assumptions and making even bigger errors. He believes that the client simply just ignored his email. He didn't consider the fact that maybe she was busy. Maybe she read the email and forgot about it. I've done that many times. Maybe she didn't see it at all. Maybe she hadn't seen it. He hadn't sent a red receipt because I asked. So maybe she hadn't seen it. And what if Ben's competitor, the competitor that won the work, what if she did send an email? What if she then made a follow-up call? What if she then made another follow-up call? What if at the exact moment that the potential client was sitting thinking, actually I do need this service, the competitor called? What if the competitor actually went to go and see the client? Who would you give the business to? To Ben or to the competitor? I would give the business to the competitor, because they're demonstrating that they want the business and they're staying in contact, they're making an effort. So what should Sarah and Ben have done? Well, firstly, Sarah needs to keep a record of all of the inquiries. So she needs to keep the date, the name, the time, the nature of the inquiry, and she needs to put them in a database. Keep their email addresses, or their social media contacts, and she should send them regular content, so create content around what her service is and send it to them because they might be interested. She should also periodically check in with them and see if they're looking for a particular service. So every so often, maybe that's 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, however you want to do it. Are you interested in this? Is something you would like to buy? She should also do targeted marketing campaigns to those people that inquired but they didn't follow up. And actually, primarily what she should do is try to find out the reason that they didn't buy from her. So ask them. She shouldn't stalk them, so I'm not saying that she should email them every day, but try it where possible to find out what was the reason, because that can also tailor how you then interact with them moving forward. So it doesn't guarantee that those individuals will buy from her, but if she remains in their minds that at the point when they need to use her service, it's her that they will go to. Ben needs to do 2 things. First, he needs to let all of his clients know about his new business and, if possible, link it to his existing business with a special introductory offer. This will enable his existing clients to test his new service without having a major risk attached to it, so spending lots and lots of money. He then needs to follow up continuously using a combination of online and offline methods. So the online methods are the same kind of things that I said Sarah should do. And offline methods, make phone calls. We rely way too much on the power of email. We overestimate it magnificently. And actually, I don't know about you, but I get sent thousands of emails every day and I don't really check all of them. How many phone calls do I get? Or even better, how many personalised handwritten letters do I receive? How many do you receive? I don't receive any. If one came through my letterbox, I would definitely pay attention and read. And Ben needs to stop making assumptions and start taking action. If someone doesn't reply to his email, then he needs to call them. He also needs to arrange meetings and pitch his new business and not take for granted that just because his clients like his first business and like to use him for the service that he provides for his first business, that doesn't automatically mean that he should win those same clients for his new business. So if you're in Ben's shoes or Sarah's shoes, there's a few things you can do. Specifically, if you're in Sarah's shoes, keep a record of all inquiries. Just to recap, keep a record of all inquiries, including the date, the nature of inquiry, contact details, and any other information that you've got. Number 2, find out the reason that they didn't make the purchase. Number 3, make regular contact and send them relevant content. Number 4, offer discounts and offers. Number 5, be consistent. And if, like Ben, you're struggling to make sales from within your existing network, maybe you should try a different approach. Make phone calls instead of relying upon emails. Be creative with your approach. So send a handwritten letter, send a gift, small gift if you can. Send a quirky postcard, whatever you think would be creative and get the attention of the potential client. Don't make assumptions, and this applies for both Ben and Sarah. Don't make assumptions. You could be wrong. And you may be right, but you could be wrong. And in making the wrong assumption, you're going to potentially lose out on what could be a lucrative client. Make sure that they know exactly what you do. So that goes back to making assumptions. Ben assumed that the client knew what you did, but they didn't. Make sure that they know what you do. And you can do this through a variety of ways. Obviously, as I said, make phone calls, send letters, etc., etc. Or make a video. Create a video. Announce yourself. This is what I do. This is why you should buy from me. Send it to your clients. And number 1, well, I guess it's number 5, but the main thing, be consistent. Be consistent in everything that you do. Whatever you do, do it consistently and don't give up. I'm Daniela Eugenius. Thanks for watching.